Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. Uh-oh. Whoops. Little accident. Okay, let me start with the food. So the first thing I made is some fried bread. And then I boiled some hot dogs. And I thought, wow, if I could figure out a way to put my hot dogs in fry bread, then I wouldn't constantly be buying hot dog buns. Hamburger buns are different. You can use them a little bit to make sandwiches, but hot dog buns not so much. So this is a half. This is a half a batch. So I boil 4 hot dogs. So that should be just about, this is so easy to make. I want to make sure all my followers know how to make this. Not just that, for myself. So, you know, I'm always going to have bread. I did a little research on what foods cost more than they used to, and one of them was bread. So that probably means because of wheat. There are famines in this world. I'm not super worried about famine. I'm not super worried, but I think the bigger danger is money. From the various recessions I've been through, it was always cash. So this one will probably be no different. Now what I do is I wrote this. Where did I write this? Okay, the major concerns are food is at a all-time high. In fact, now they're admitting that it's 30% higher than it was in 2020. So that is quite a bit. That means instead of $1,000, you now have $700. Okay, so I'm just going to roll these out. So I want to try to, when I make the fry bread, I make a very soft dough. I want to see if I can get the whole hot dog in. It'd be like a biscuit, you know, the hot dogs in biscuits. But guess what else one of the things that has gone up is biscuits. Of course, biscuits are bread. That's better. What I do is I lurk around and I try to find, so I'm rolling my dough kind of like a hot dog bun. I don't know if you can see this. It's very flimsy, see it? I bought these hot dogs at some point. These are pretty good hot dogs. I just boiled them. So I want to wrap my hot dog. Okay, so that worked out good. Kids would like this. Kids could make this. Teenagers, that's the whole idea. So you have food in your house. Okay, so here's what we have. There's a hot dog in there. All right, this is hot, but that's supposed to be hot. Okay, so it looks like this is going to work out just fine. This is the most handiest little thing, and I saw they had them at Smart and Final. I bought that one at a thrift store. You know, I want to mention about these fry breads. I don't know if that's going to happen this time, but when the fry bread is generally about done, it will kind of float to the top. But since there's a hot dog in there, I don't know this time if that's going to happen. Okay, so here it is. And you know, if you buy good hot dogs and you make your own fry bread, it's very tasty the next day. today I was kind of very busy. Whoa, those look pretty good. So, all that's to this. Okay, so now, food is the things that, you know, the rich people, they don't have to worry, but people who are not so wealthy, it's food, it's fuel, and it's rent. So now in the core inflation does not include food and fuel. So that doesn't count. Okay, but you know, I wrote down here, I discovered one of the things that's driving the price of food up is demand, and what I think is like any little thing sends people into a buying frenzy after the COVID. So this high demand is driving the price up. And then the other thing that's driving the price up is corporate greed. So I think that's what we saw with McDonald's, sorry to say it. But they did have the app where you could get, it depends how much, if you were spending money, if you were broke and you weren't buying drinks or, well, they had the pies and stuff for $1.49. But, you know, you need some points, quite a few points to get free food. So corporate greed and demand. Okay, now back to the cost of living to do with rent. So I thought, wonder if there's any information on car dwelling, and there actually is. The major reason to live in a car is poverty. I thought, yeah, that makes sense. And that doesn't mean that you don't have a job. A lot of people who are living in cars do have a job. But like I was watching one, I like to watch them myself, and I was watching one, and what happened to him was he got one of those things where they go, we want your apartment back, get out, like what happened to me. Oh, they just thought that was no big deal. It was a big deal. It was really a big deal. I mean, I said to one of my friends, I could have ended up homeless, and she goes, yeah, but you didn't. I go, well, just because I didn't doesn't mean, you know, I said I could have. So, anyway, that was how he ended up, because then it costs you money to get into another apartment. And like they thought they were so liberal, because after 16 years they gave me $400. So I guess, you know, I must have left my apartment decent enough. But actually it was a blessing. You know, the people weren't very nice, and the area wasn't either. So anyway, it's all water under the bridge. But, you know, a lot of these seniors don't have much money saved up. So poverty is a major reason to live in a car. And, oh, now this was interesting. 40% of the unsheltered homeless live in cars, vans, or RVs. So that is counted as homeless. If you live in a car, you're homeless. And the people living in cars are called car dwellers, van dwellers, or RV dwellers. So even living in a RV is kind of considered homeless. All right, so now I want to tell you how I made the fry bread. Once again, 1 cup flour. I want to show you the ingredients, because 1 cup flour, 1 cup flour. Where did I put the flour? I just have the flour. Uh-oh. 1 cup flour. 1/4 cup powdered milk. You don't have to add this. It's optional. 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, otherwise a half tablespoon. A 1/4 cup salt, but I added a half a teaspoon, not cup, teaspoon. And then 1 cup water, but add that little by little by little. And then let rest for 20 to 30 minutes. I rewrote this because I thought, wow, how many people are not getting the recipe just because of the way that I wrote the messy. This is one of those recipes you want to make every once in a while. Remember when there was no yeast during the COVID? People are like, you know, some of the channels are kind of broadcasting the fact that now I got so many hot dogs in there, it's going slow. Okay, so remember I was talking to you about the guy I was trying to help, and what I was trying to do is get him to go to the food pantry, and finally he went to the park and he got a sandwich, a small fruit, and a small vegetable and a can of Coke. Okay, the Oslo diet was bread, good wheat bread with butter, a small fruit, and a small vegetable, and a chunk of cheese and a glass of milk. So I thought, this guy was in such bad shape, and at the time I thought he was a drug addict, but now I've come to realize that that look is really starvation. And I see it in people from time to time. So to go with my hot dog, which is kind of like a sandwich, I made a little relish tray, and I have, here it is, and I have a little piece of cheese. I bought these marked down. It came with meat too, for 30 cents each. And then I have my homemade peanut butter. Here it is. To go on my, it's pretty late. I don't know if I'm going to be eating any peanut butter and celery. But once you get celery, you can sprout some roots. You know, just put it in water and then plant it in your garden. Go to Rhoda Stone Instagram if you would like to see some of the family art in the garden. Okay, and then, you know, you see those mangoes. Okay, probably within the next couple days. Here's some tasty mangoes that I put in the freezer. And as soon as they're frozen, I'll take them out of the jar. I've been freezing milk ever since I bought that gallon of milk. So I found, I bought the mangoes at grocery outlet. So I have some fruit, a vegetable, and some meat, and some hot dogs, like a sandwich. And in my refrigerator somewhere I have ketchup, because I'm going to eat it with ketchup. All right, back over here. So what I'm trying to come up with, okay, so this is a really cheap meal. So will I be suffering? I want to have, ooh, these are heavy. I want to have these cheap meals in mind long before something happens, and you know, I might possibly need one. Also, I want to be, you know, saving money as much as I can. I don't know where I bought this celery. I bought it a few days ago. It's really good. Homemade peanut butter. Just roast your peanuts on two sides. 250, roast them 10 minutes on each side, blend them in the blender until they're pulverized like in a fine powder, and then add 1 tablespoon oil, and you know, you'll have your peanut butter. And you could make a peanut butter sandwich. Okay, I learned something. I had gotten these tomatoes at they were growing in the parking lot at Smart and Final. So I went through this whole thing of like soaking them for 10 days in water and then squeezing the seeds out, and I go, to heck with that. Well, I just put the whole tomato in, you know, after it was, you know, a little past, it was like, you know, they were just like sitting in the windowsill, and they sprouted. So a lot of times when you're trying to grow stuff, after you start doing it for a while, you're going to realize that basically there's nothing to it. Oh, these look good. So why waste? So like the way this economy is if you can come up that saves you $1 or $2, you know, that just takes 1 cup of flour, why not? That's the main thing here. So it's like a sandwich with a fruit and a vegetable. And then I got this, another thing that's going up, believe it or not, is tea. So this is peach black tea. So that is really tasty. So let me get these looking good. They're really, really hot. So here they are. Pigs in a blanket, homemade. Okay, now I'll let them cool because they're very hot. Maybe I can find mustard. If I could just find my mustard. Oh my gosh, I should have. It's not a small bottle. How do you lose? Ah, here we go. How do you lose ketchup? Okay. Okay, so now, today I wanted to buy a little bit of, there's only like one thing I'm going to be buying for food storage, and that's going to be canned meat. So I've been eating oatmeal, a quarter cup powdered milk, and a quarter cup half raisins and half walnuts. Well, I bought this big bag of walnuts at Walmart, and really I didn't like, they like went kind of rancid, so I needed some walnuts. So I got these, and I had to really search around. These were about $3. I'll put them in the freezer. So what I discovered is there wasn't very many walnuts, and there wasn't and they were horribly expensive. Like organic walnuts this size was $10, and pecans were about the same. And so I tried to figure out what is the problem with the walnuts. So this is what they said. Well, the walnuts grow tall, the trees grow tall, and you have to harvest them from the top of the trees, and so that is the reason. But that doesn't make any sense, because hasn't that always been the case with walnuts? In California, they go snooping around in their yard, they mark all your trees and check back, because basically they're looking for fruit trees and nut trees to tax you. Okay, so now back to this inflationary period. I knew it wasn't 3%. Okay, beef 40%, saying it's going to go higher. Chicken 29%. Walnuts, they said they went from 155 to 275. Oh, the other thing with the nuts is more of a demand. So if the meat is going very high, then you have to eat more dairy and nuts like peanut butter and eggs, but eggs are going up too. Okay, eggs have risen 50%. I saw some YouTube channel, and the eggs are $5 for 12 here, unless you get them on sale. Canned fruit and vegetables up 31.6%. Flour is over 1/3 higher, 36. Sugar and rice have risen. Vegetable oil 65%, pasta 60%. That's with flour. And tea is up 46%. And I thought, I can really see that, because I used to buy the best tea at the 99-cent store and Dollar Tree. Good luck with that. Bread up 26%, and Soup up 24.5. Okay, the soup is up at least 33% because if they were $2, now they're closer to $3, and some of them are even $5 for a can of soup. And then the other thing that's up is carbonated drinks, which is true. My refills went from $1 to $1.50. That's a 50% increase. So what I did was I got a little box together, and I'm going to show you guys as I buy it. So all I'm going to buy is meat, and so I'm trying to get 30 days worth of meat. So today I bought this. These were actually a really good price. 12 ounces for $3, 3 servings, $1 each serving. So I bought 2 cans of fish, and I'll talk to you about that in a minute. And then I also bought, because I wanted to try this, I made my regular oatmeal with the powdered milk in it, and then I bought this. I have never tried this yogurt for $3.74, and I said, how much does this stuff generally cost? $6.99, but it's 23 grams of protein for a 6-ounce serving. So what I will do is I will just lurk around and I will find that stuff on sale. Okay, so the only item I'm going to be stockpiling, so that is 6 servings of food. So that tells me that 2 large cans of meat are almost enough for a week. Not quite. So it'd be 2 cans 5 times for a month. 2 large cans. Okay, groceries account for the highest share of individual spending. That's if you're not a rich person. Okay, now this is a good one. What are people going to be eating in 2050? Get ready for this. Now, what we're heading for is the creation of a more sustainable way of life for humans and animals. Cultured meat, high protein insects, seaweed, algae, allergen-free nuts. So they even have to jack around with the nuts. Okay, now I'm studying the life extension, and I'm really starting to get somewhere with it. For one thing, you really need to do weight training to get muscle mass, because you start losing muscle mass, and then you really need to walk. You really do, if you want to live. So they're saying to live to be 120, eat a plant-rich diet with seafood 3 times a week. Okay, that's like a pescatarian diet. However, seafood can be high in heavy metals and pollutants. They used to tell us seafood once a week and liver once a week, which isn't a bad idea. So I actually know somebody who got heavy metal poisoning, and once you get it, there's nothing you can do about it. You're like all messed up. Anyway, and he said, how did this happen to me? Well, he had been traveling overseas, so the doctor probably said it was from that. Okay, chickpeas, lentils, black beans, whole grains, and olive oil at least 3 tablespoons per day. This is to give you a long life. The pescatarians also include cheese, eggs, yogurt, pasta, rice. So they say about the pescatarian diet is actually an easier lifestyle because there's less cooking. So I am going to try to move into that direction. But I think the more, as long as we can get some low-cost meat, I don't see any reason for eating processed food. I mean, these hot dogs are, but you know, it's moderation in all things. So they want to move us away from meat. We know that. I think the sandwich with the vegetables, with the cheese, a little cheese, a small portion of fruit. Okay, so that is that. Now, all right. I think if you're not a wealthy person, like I'm not a wealthy person because I'm retired, the best thing you can do is go to the food pantry or get EBT and go to the food pantry. Okay, today I wanted to go to I had a little extra time. I was supposed to go to the dentist early and I couldn't go because I didn't have my insurance stuff ready. So I went shopping at the thrift store and I bought this really nice sweater for $15, which goes to show you that the thrift store stuff sometimes isn't so cheap. But this year I'm still using my sweaters, but after they decided that we could have black and white one summer, and then red and black one winter, and then now I think it's more red, I go, no more. And then my sweaters were like a lot of pastel colors. I do like green, but I'm much happier in brown or blue or darker colors. So, okay, I bought two really fantastic books. The Creative Cooking Course, these were $1 each. So these are big tabletop editions. And I was leafing through, and I told you guys about the coconut rice. You just cook your rice down until the water is boiled out of it, and then you pour coconut milk on it. Well, coconut milk's getting expensive. So to make your own, it's 1/2 cup milk and 1/2 cup grated coconut. Combine the milk and the coconut in a small saucepan. Bring to a boil over medium heat and boil for 2 minutes. Strain and use the milk as instructed, and then save the coconut for toasting. But I have made coconut milk, but I boil mine down in water. But now I'm going to do this 1/2 cup milk and 1/2 cup grated coconut, and I'm just going to cook my coconut down till it gets really soft, and then I'm going to blend it in my blender, and that is why I have my mangoes. But what I also did was I bought trail mix, and I saved the mangoes so that I can use those for my sticky rice. So I have it in mind to sell books. These books do not go for much. They only sell for about $10, and they're too heavy. Now the sweater could be sold, but I'm going to need sweaters next winter. So these aren't good for selling on eBay because the postage. Like if it's a normal book, it's maybe $5. And then I got this 1,000 classic recipes for the everyday cook. So between these two books, I have thousands and thousands of new recipes. So that was awesome. Some of the best recipes that I have gotten has been on YouTube. And like this fry bread, I am so grateful that I watched some American Indians. Okay, so I was busy on my flower arranging, and I wanted to mention some of these flowers from my garden has a couple bugs. So what this is my rose bush, and I just stuck some artificial flowers in it. And what happened was some creature in my garden ate my roses. And then there's this one. And so once you start doing the artificial flowers, you can stick them around, and they're so cheery. I don't know why I didn't think, I was a workaholic. I had no time for this. And then I redecorated this lovely bouquet. And I put 2 flower arranging instructions if you guys would like to see them on X. So it's a cheap, once you get the flowers, you can just rearrange them in all different, I'll pull these out and do something else. Okay, I wanted to talk to you about something today at the gym. I was talking to this girl and I said the younger girls now or younger people are spending a significant amount of spendable income on tattoos. So evidently tattoos can be a bit expensive. What I'm doing, I really use my sweaters this year. So what I'll do at the end of this cold season is I'll just wash these up, and then I wear them around and they get all beat up very quickly. And then between now and next winter, I will keep my eye out and get myself some decent sweaters. I want to mention this thing about the garden, something. Okay, so like the tomatoes were $2.99. These cherry tomatoes can be grown year-round. And if you figure out how to do discount shopping, so if you're buying your groceries reduced by 50%, or say last month I stocked up a lot of peanuts, not thinking that walnuts were going to be an issue. So I have enough peanuts to last me for quite a while to make peanut butter, so you don't have to go out and spend money on peanut butter. And then this month, last month it was peanuts and I don't know what else. But this month I'm going to buy oil since I found out the cost of oil is going up. And I just used this one up. I buy this size, I think this is a gallon. I buy 3 of these, and then I buy 3 Roma detergents so that every time I'm turning around, I don't have to worry about detergent and dish detergent. About a month or so ago, I bought a lot of bath soap. Or another thing I'm always running out of is hairspray. And then I thought my flat iron conked out. I go, oh no, but it was okay. So I should put a little bit of money, extra money away for personal care. I do usually buy shampoo and stuff in bulk, but I usually don't think about my curling iron, now that I'm not using it every day. When I was doing hair, I used to, buy them at Sally's Beauty Supply. Okay, okay, this is about going to the food bank. So if you get around $30 or $40 a week food, then you should have a little bit of extra money that you could stock up on things you're really going to need in the future. If this, I think the recession is going to get worse. I've been through them before, and they can get a lot worse than this. The housing can get bad too. One time for some reason I had to find an apartment I think one of the things is people can't afford to buy houses so much right now, so they're living longer in apartments. So the food bank is a good idea if you're not able to save any money, if you're nearly running out of gas constantly, things like that. And then buying your clothes. I'll be buying, it's been about 6 months since I bought clothes from the thrift store and just for my personal use. So what I do is I go into the thrift store. One of the thrift stores, what I want to start doing now is each day go into one thrift store. And like today I was in there looking around and they had a lot of nice stuff, but not exactly the stuff I was looking for. I was looking for vases for my flowers. I was looking for crystal balls. I was looking for home decor stuff like pillows. I was looking around for table runners. Couldn't find any of those. And then I was looking around for high quality pots and pans or bakeware. Couldn't find any of those. So I couldn't find, all I found was the 2 books. Now the books are fabulous. That's like $60 worth of books. And this sweater was, I looked them up. This is a golf sweater. And it's my kind of color. So I did get a really good deal. But, and there was a lot of nice stuff in there, just not stuff I was looking for. And I was thinking, boy, you know, if you have patience and you need furniture, you can get really nice furniture right now in a thrift store. I don't know why, out here. So if you need furniture, so now I want to mention this. Hamburgers, hot dogs, tacos, and pizza. So right there is 4 meals. So hot dogs are like a sandwich. Hamburgers are like a sandwich. So you have your small salad and your fruit. And then tacos, if you put lettuce and tomatoes on, that's like your sandwich with your vegetables. And then if you have a little fruit or something, I think that's one thing that's leading to overeating. It's not complete meals. And then like some kind of cereal milk for breakfast, some kind of sandwich for lunch. And then for pizza, I like to have pizza with potato chips. And if it's nice if you have dip. So I used to have the same meals. It was spaghetti. Oh, I didn't mention spaghetti. Hamburger, hot dogs, tacos, spaghetti, meatloaf, that's 6, and macaroni and cheese and fish sticks. I could never remember my meals that I used. I'm going to post one of my videos that I did 12 years ago on X for you guys to see. Okay, you guys, I will see you later. Please like, comment. And I live in a really lousy apartment too. And God bless you all. The one I'm always griping about. The owner wants his apartment back.